Okay, we have our Lioness mask stamp here,
Yep.
and I'm going to emboss this with gold embossing powder. And I'm inking up the stamp with
Yep.
the Versamark stamp, which will stamp it a little bit clear, and I'm going to center that right on the
Yep.
card. You just press straight down, and I know that's a little hard to see,
I can see it from here.
but I'm going to take my snappy tray so I can capture the
Where
embossing
would
powder.
we be without your snappy? Well, we'd be in a mess, wouldn't we?
Well,
most
the
of the time.
powder would probably be all over the
Yeah.
table because the snappy tray just contains it in a nice little area.
Shall I pop that back for you
Could
while you get on?
please?
Thank you.
And then it has that nice little funnel that you can put all the powder back in with.
Even me.
And now I'm going to emboss or heat the powder so it melts on the card here.
Do you know, this is still my favourite thing. Embossing is still my favourite. I love it when it turns. That
Mine
useful
too.
metallic.
It's something that you can't do with a printer
No.
or a photocopier.
Isn't it lovely? This is the Lioness mask you're looking at. Lioness. And Lioness actually comes with the party stamp, doesn't it?
It does come with a party stamp, but on this card, I'm using one from another set.
You're going to use the mince, aren't you? The mince flourish,
the
is it?
mince flourish. Okay, so once that's been embossed,
Yeah.
I'm going to actually stamp a piece of Eclipse tape, which is this low-tack adhesive, on paper, and I'm going to create a mask.
Now, I must just tell people at home, if you want to look for Eclipse tape, if you want to look for the snappy trays, if you want to look for anything that's being used that you can't see, then just check out the website, because subject to availability, it'll all be waiting there for you. So you can check out all the W's .createandcraft.tv. I've got to ask you, why are we eclipsing this one?
The reason why we're eclipsing this is because I want the mince flourish to kind of look like it's coming from behind the mask. And
Lovely.
if I don't put the Eclipse tape over the top of it, this image will stamp in the center.
Yeah.
So I would just cut that out. Now, I'm not going to bore you by cutting it out. I already have a cutout here.
Yeah.
And just so that you know, the reason why I applied it to this piece of scratch paper is because it makes it a little easier to cut it out
Yes.
than when it's attached to something.
Yeah, it gives it a bit more solidity, doesn't it?
Right. Now I have my mask, and I just apply it right on top of my stamped image. And I'm going to take my mince flourish. Oops. I want to use the color. I
Yeah.
have this olive pastel fluid chalk pad. This is a cat's eye. It looks like a little eye.
Now, in case anybody at home doesn't know you, you are the famous... No, seriously, this is the famous Judi from JudiKins.
Well, thank you.
But it's true. And you've flown over from La La Land, haven't you?
Yes, we've come all the way from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Just a short little flight.
Oh, what a nice idea. This is really working well.
So what this is doing is embellishing
Yeah.
the little flourishes that are already coming off of the mask here. And you notice I'm kind of stamping off the edges
Yeah.
of the card. And when I remove the mask, now you don't see the green in the background there.
Beautiful.
The next thing that I'm going to do is watercolor in the mask. And I used watercolor crayons.
Yeah.
And these are fabulous because you can just add the color quickly. You don't have to be very neat.
No, you're not.
Because the water brush actually makes the neat part come together.
This is why it looks like genuine art, isn't it, when you
Well,
work with these?
I think so, but
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
No,
So,
it really does.
Now I
really.
do have this that I've already added the watercolor to
Okay.
it, and I'm going to use my water brush that makes it so simple. There's water in the barrel,
Yeah.
and when you squeeze it, the water comes down to the tip.
Yeah.
And now that just blends the color.
Do you know, that is one of the favourite Stamp Addicts products. I mean, it really is. Whenever they bring them to us, everybody loves them.
It makes watercoloring so simple for anybody.
Yeah. Look
And if you want to change the color, you just blot off the excess color, and then you could start over again.
you're actually picking up the colours.
I'm picking up the colors
Yeah.
that I've applied to the paper, right?
Yeah. I think they're beautiful. And if you wanted to be intricate, you can stay within the lines because you've got the embossing there to take you as well, haven't you?
Right. I call that speed bump painting. because well, I think you might call it speed humps.
Do
here.
you? No, we call them bumps too.
Do you call them bumps?
Humping
Okay.
is totally different.
Oh, okay.
Do you slow down for speed bumps?
Oh, of course. Otherwise, you'd go bouncing out of the car.
Oh, come to my village. We've got it timed to a perfect art. The speed bumps in my village.
Now, this one, actually, I've forgotten to stamp my image on the top of it, but we'll just continue on here. What I'm going to do is take my card and I'm going to cut around each little feather here. And then what I'll do is I'll have this little embellishment that will come out of the top of it that will make this more dimensional.
Oh, I like the sound of this.
So you just sort of make sure that you've got the cut all the way through. So I have that.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take this little mesh that I kind of found at the fabric store and just thread that through the little hole here.
That is lovely. What a good idea.
And that would be my finished card.
That is superb.
I'm sorry, Denise. I forgot one important thing.
Yep.
I forgot to add the embellishment here with the diamond glaze and glitter. So if I squeeze out a little diamond glaze on these little dots, it actually will look like little pearls right on top of the mask. And if I take my glitter and, of course, my snappy tray.
There we go.
And sprinkle the glitter right over the top.
Yeah. And see, with the snappy
doesn't
trays,
that look like
you
little
unflap
pearls?
them and put them away when they're not in use.
Yes, all the snaps unsnap and then the whole thing folds flat.
Can I turn that one round?
You sure can.
Look, you can see it's going to be stunning. Now, the thing is, the card itself looks like one of the most intricate cards you've ever made. But in reality, once you know the Stamp Addicts and JudiKins tricks of the trade, you've got an exquisite... Do you know, if you were to sell that card, you could sell that for a lot of money, couldn't you?